Hey there, everybody. Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another concert review. That's right. We've been busy going to see shows of late here on Sea of Tranquility, and everybody you see here in the Zoom was at the Judas Priest Queensryche show at Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey last night, the 30th of March. Welcome, Lynne, Versaci, Rich Catino, and Chris Allo. I just put you guys both together there.
Molding us together.
Right, we got all the Italian last names here, so we're good.
That was great.
This is the Italian connection. Holy smokes.
Hey, yo.
The paisans.
Who's got the cannolis here tonight, huh?
Oh, I got cannolis.
So we were all at the show last night. It was definitely a good time. Not a packed house, I would say. What, about half capacity last night?
Yeah, the upper bowl was closed.
Was closed, and there were a good amount of seats I saw all around. You guys were on the floor, so Chris and Lynne were on the floor. Rich and I were in section 4, towards the bottom of that little middle section there, right before it meets the floor. Great seats we had, actually. It's pretty good.
Yeah, right where the ramps come up from the floor up to the first level.
Okay,
that's where we were.
Yeah, you guys were not bad, right by the mixer.
Yeah, we had nobody in front of us, which is great. We were right at the end, right at the right.
That's like getting a seat in an airplane and having nobody in front of you.
It's like the emergency row, right? You know, when we were sitting there, I sitting back.
You promised to pull people out of the. Yeah, I promise. Just sit me here. All of a sudden, the plane goes down. You're like George Costanza. Every man for themselves.
So the show started last night. We had Queensryche opening up. So Queensryche is on most of this tour, if not the whole tour. I know they replaced Sabaton, who was supposedly the original opener, but because of the postponement of this tour due to Richie Faulkner's heart issue, he was showing no ill.
If I'm not mistaken, there was 2 postponements for COVID.
Yes.
And then the third postponement was Richie Faulkner's health issues.
Yeah, so we should have been seeing this show.
March 2020, 2 full years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. So Queensryche came out. Oh, there's my brother. Hold on. Here it looks like he's making it in there. So better late than never, right? Leave it to one of the Pardos to be late to the game, right?
Fuck, usually it's me.
That is true. See, Lynne, tonight it's not you.
I'm so happy.
I thought Queensryche were excellent last night.
Oh my God.
Yes, agreed.
Oh my God.
I only saw them with Todd one other time,
Oh,
and I enjoyed them, but I really enjoyed them last night.
fucking A. I
Yeah,
can't.
they were awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Now I have to wonder, Rich Pardo in the house. What's going on, Rich?
Yeah. Hi guys. Sorry I was late.
That's all right. That's all right.
Rich.
hey, it wasn't me this time. Thanks, Rich.
So Rich, you know the other Rich, Catino, meet Lynne Versaci and Chris Allo.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Hudson Valley Squares and the Monsters Den and various other shows here on the channel. So we just started talking about the Queensryche set. And for me, I thought it was pretty genius knowing that they're playing every night in front of an older pro Judas Priest crowd. Let's go out there with all of our heaviest tunes from Empire and back instead of playing really good newer stuff that probably nobody knows, right? And I thought that was a pretty good move. So we had Queen of the Reich, Warning, Enforcer, NM156, Empire, Walk in the Shadows, The Whisper, Operation Mindcrime, The Needle Lies, Take Hold of the Flame, Screaming in Digital, and Eyes of a Stranger. No let up with that whole stuff.
What a great variety from all those early albums.
Yeah, 55-minute set. I thought it was strange that they didn't do just one Todd La Torre song. I thought maybe, just one in the middle of the set just to introduce the audience to, hey, we are doing new material. Here's whatever their best song is from what, right? Because he's 3 albums in now.
Yeah.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
So I thought that was almost a little weird. As much as I loved hearing nothing but the old stuff, and they were great picks.
One song would have been great, right?
That's what I thought. Just one song just to introduce everybody, because otherwise it's like, oh, all right, this is, listen, make comparisons, we would never see Ronnie James Dio come out and do a set of nothing but Ozzy material.
True.
Just one, I thought would have been good.
Listen, I was okay with him not doing any, but I get it. I was fucking happy. That set was, kicked my ass. Minus my Jet City Woman, which I'm hoping that they play on Sunday when I
They
go
will-
see
yeah, I
them.
guarantee you they'll play it on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll do
I
a
hope-
couple extra.
Same month for Christ's sakes.
Because
They
Lynn,
better
as much as you love Jet City Woman, that's kind of a softy track for.
Oh,
next
for
night.
sure. Yeah, I don't.
No,
need
but
to-
I love it, and it's my anthem, and I will be fucking buried with that song playing.
Well, what was amazing, I mean, Queensryche got a full 55-minute set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
It
there was
fucking-
no talking. No,
Oh, no,
nothing. It
they
just
did not
walked
fuck
No.
around.
very little. Yeah,
Yeah.
very little.
Yeah,
No,
And they
and
sounded great. You know, you could shit
Oh.
on them for only having 2 original guys left, but they sounded fucking great.
So
Yeah.
tight. They're so
Yeah.
tight. No
yeah.
mistakes.
Oh my God, the band was tight. It sounded amazing. It was they were engaging. Todd Latorre sounded ridiculous. Like I went into it a little bit closed-minded just because I'm such a Tate fan and I'm such a Queensryche fan from back in the day. So I went into it like a little apprehensive. You know, I heard some of his stuff online, whatever, like him do the old stuff and video footage, but he just kicked my ass last night. I mean, not to mention he's a little easy on the eyes.
Woohoo!
Woo, yeah, woo. And you know, third row, he was like in my face. I was like, oh my God, in my glory. But his vocals were, I mean, it blew me out of the water. He hit notes that Jeff can't even hit anymore right now. So I was
well, that's
pretty
the thing.
impressed.
Yeah,
And I guess that's part of the reason of having him there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
no
gotta
question.
say, I know Lynn is a much bigger Queensryche fan than I am. I jumped off that ship after Mindcrime, but I did see
Yeah.
them quite a few times after Mindcrime and interview them and all. And I remember
Yeah.
quite a few times over the years going to Queensryche shows and being like, well, that sucked. But that was the complete opposite last night. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh
"Oof,
my,
they were fucking great."
I agree.
And the sound system there
There's
is great too.
Yeah.
Their set list blew away, and I love Priest, but I feel like they had a more powerful set list than Priest did, personally.
well, I
But
gotta
I-
say, you know, where we were sitting, you know, I had the 2 Riches sitting next to me, and 2 of them, you know, I kept looking over, and we're all high-fiving each other about all the songs.
Yeah, there were
Oh,
those
yeah.
few moments that we all looked at each other at the same time singing, I think maybe Take a Hold of the Flame or Walk in the Shadows, right?
Oh,
We were
yeah.
singing the same parts. That was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
It was
And
fucking
I
amazing.
was going to say, to Lynn's point, you know, and to your point, Pete, you know, this is Queensryche playing to an older audience, but also, I mean, this is Queensryche doing, I mean, a huge amount of tracks in their set list were
Yeah.
songs that the Jeff Tate version of Queensryche didn't play for fucking years.
yeah.
I mean, once
Yeah.
Empire blew up, they would go out, and you guys know, they would play, you know, it
Yeah.
seemed like Jeff Tate was obsessed with playing all of Empire, all of Operation Mindcrime.
That's it.
Then he started doing all of Operation Mindcrime 2. Then they had all those other shitty albums, Here and the Now and whatever the fuck else. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all songs that they haven't done, you know, for
Yeah.
fucking years. And I mean, shit, I remember seeing Queensryche headline the Meadowlands on the fucking Empire tour, and they didn't play Take Hold of the Flame or Queen of the Reich.
Yeah.
And you have to think, how can they not play that every single show? Both of them.
Right, and that was 31 years ago. They were,
Yeah.
you know, all these songs. They didn't do any of this shit.
Yeah.
But since
No.
Todd's been in the band, they have been dusting a lot of them off every
Yes,
tour.
absolutely.
They've been
Because
rotating
I-
a lot too.
What I was
you
going to
know?
say was Priest have been playing a lot of this same shit. They pulled out a couple nuggets, which we'll get into, but they've been
Yeah.
playing. They regurgitated a lot of this shit over and over again.
Yeah.
And Chris, you were saying about new songs. I'm looking at the set lists. March 4th, they did Blood of the Levant from
Okay,
the newest album. So that was one song that was in the set.
and was that a headlining show?
No, it was part of the Priest tour.
Okay, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuckers didn't give us
Think,
anything.
here, if I'm correct. Because I'm looking at all the set lists and everything is what they've been doing with Priest, and they're closing with Eyes of a Stranger. And that's Eyes of a Stranger closing. So I think this is also part of that tour.
Okay,
So one new song.
right.
Nice. Yeah. They killed it.
Rich Pardo, who I think you said last night you hadn't seen them live in quite a few years.
Yeah, quite a while. And yeah, a number of the songs I kept turning to you. I haven't heard this in years.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this in years. Yeah. But like you guys were saying, it's an older audience. You know, at 52, I felt like a young person there. And that totally geared towards all of those people. All of us, I should say.
Yeah.
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 What
I
was
was
your
saying,
favorite? Guys?
oh,
I'm sorry, Lynn. Go ahead.
No, I just said stop saying old.
Nah, well, we are.
Yeah.
If you guys had to pick a song that was your favorite that they did, what would you pick?
Oh, from last night? Oof,
Yeah.
I love them opening with Queen of the Reich. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey.
that's such a way to, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, you know,
And I
you
love
open
going
with Queen of the
into
Reich
Roy.
and you close with Eyes of a
I got to pick
Stranger.
Warning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And walk in the shadows. Like
Yeah.
my friend has a horse. That was her show horses. Like that was the horse's show name, was Walk in the Shadows. Whenever she
Wow.
showed, fucking, oh my God, it was awesome.
And then
Definitely
145.
reminds me of when we were like 17.
Yeah, I
going-
mean, awesome set. Really,
Yeah.
really well done.
So Lynn, now that you discovered the Todd version last night,
Good question.
I would say definitely check out the 3 albums they've done with him, especially the last 2, which I think are really great, and listen to his solo album, which is amazing.
Well, instead of listening, I think I'll watch it if it's on video.
Oh, there you go. Even better. Even better. So,
No,
all right,
it
so
was, check it out for sure.
let's move on to Priest then. So, pretty kind of interesting opening up with One Shot of Glory, huh?
Yeah, I mean now.
No, I don't think that was a good opener. I like the song. It should have been down on the set list for me. Chris, what do you think?
I was gonna say, for me, there, when they started this tour, Rich was mentioning before we started. For me, there was 3 nuggets on this tour because there was 3 songs that I'd never seen them do. This was my like 36th or 38th pre-show. I'd never seen them do One Shot of Glory because they'd never done it before.
Yeah.
Never saw them do Invader because they'd never done it before, and I never saw them do what the fuck? What was the
Rock-a-rolla.
Oh, Rock-a-rolla, because they haven't done that since like 1974.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, after 20 shows, they cut Invader. So I was really fucking bummed with that.
Yeah.
You know
But
why?
I always
you know
liked
why they cut Invader. Probably you probably know
because
why.
I wanted to fucking hear it. That's why they cut it.
No, because half the audience had no clue what the hell it was. That's why.
Right, of course.
That's definitely a deep cut.
It is a deep cut, no doubt. But,
But
you know,
fulfillment.
to me, listen, I've seen this band 36, 38, 40 fucking times. I'm only going for the deep cuts, guys.
Yeah.
You know, they did 20 songs. I really wanted to hear 3. And then you cut one I really wanted to hear. So now I'm really going for 2 songs.
Yeah.
Because do I need to hear You've Got Another Thing Coming or fucking Turbo Lover? No.
Oh,
You know what they brought back though? Go ahead, Lynn.
no, I was saying Turbo Lover. Like,
Yeah, that. For fucking God's sake. What the fuck, man? They cut it for years and then they fucking brought it back. Like when Halford rejoined in like 2004, they won't fucking let go of it. What in the
It's more
fucking
popular than
bloody
ever,
hell?
though.
Oh, I saw plenty of broads shaking their asses, but Jesus
Oh.
Christ, man.
You know what I
was-
noticed though?
but I would rather have heard something from Stained Glass than fucking that. You know?
Like Invader, which they
Oh.
rehearsed and played 18 times on this tour.
I know.
You know what I noticed though? The way they set it up, the songs they do it so that Rob gets a chance to sing, so he's not always screaming too. So I think it has to do. I think it has to do with the song too.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure.
Because he's singing more on Turbo Lover and Dirt and Desert Plains, and
Which fucking killed. I love Desert Plains.
That was
yeah,
good,
it's
guys.
great.
That was-
So it's like their Blood Red Skies. He sings more, you know, but then he's got Victim of Changes, which he's screaming in, Touch of Evil, you know. So they're kind of going back and forth between singing when he's got it belted out and back to singing, and you know, a little
Yeah.
bit of setting it up for him, you know.
I thought Sentinel and Free Will Burning were really good. Those
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
anyway.
Now,
Love Sentinel.
I was gonna say our buddy Al Horta from Be Cool or Be Podcast Out recorded the whole set on his phone, and it was kind of distant, and he put it up on YouTube. So I didn't watch it, but I listened. I listened to the whole show today, which was good to rehear it again, and I could pay a little more attention to it. And on a couple of tracks, I did notice that Rob Halford sounded pretty scratchy, particularly on Free Wheel Burning, on Hell Patrol, and on Touch of Evil. He definitely was quite scratchy.
Yeah.
You know,
I
again,
think it
only
sounded-
momentarily. The guy's
Yeah.
70 years
Right.
old, singing 2 hours every night. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm shitting on Rob Halford here.
No,
He's still
no.
fucking amazing.
Right.
But
No-
it was
no
interesting to
statement.
hear it again and be like, to critique it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
turned
agree.
over to Rich late in the set when they were playing Diamonds and Rust, and I'm like, man, you know what? his voice is not really suitable to sing that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that was kind of painful to listen to. But for the most part, I thought he was great. I thought he was great. Victim of
Yeah.
Changes was amazing. I got a kick out of Rock-a-Rolla. That was a lot of
Me
fun.
too.
Yeah,
That was
That riff.
That was tremendous.
I mean, I can't believe at 50 years old, I can say now I've seen Priest do 2 songs off the Rock and Roll album, because on the Epitaph tour they did what was it? Never Satisfied.
Never Satisfied, yeah.
So one thing I do want to bring up, because this bothered me during the entire set yesterday. So we all know what happened in recent months where, Richie's now ready to go on the tour. They decide that they're going to go out as a 4-piece. We, the fans, are up in arms. They changed their mind based on the revolt of the fans, right? They decide to, after they told Andy his services weren't needed anymore, oh, come back, we'll bring you back, type of thing. I got this distinct impression during the whole night that like Andy was like treated like a second-class citizen. It's like when, Richie played a good bulk of the solos, which is normal for the last couple of years. But every time he was playing a solo, that spotlight was on him. Rob comes walking over and he's around and whatever.
Yeah.
And then when Andy's playing a solo, no spotlight, and Rob doesn't even bother coming over near him. It happened all night, which I thought was really strange.
That's it. That's interesting. I got to be honest, maybe because I was so close, I didn't notice that, particularly with the lighting. I did not notice that from
Yeah,
but
I'm
sure you're right.
I noticed that, but Richie's got way more personality. He's in your face. He's very interactive with the crowd. The other guy's like a wet mop. Not to be mean, he's a nice guy. He's a good guitar player. Maybe he's not nice. I don't know, but I'm just saying he's got like no personality. Richie's like, again, not, decent looking guy, and he's in your face and he's interacting with everybody, and you could see the energy he exudes, and I think Rob and him fed off each other's energy.
I was going to say, I have a theory now that the tour is in full swing, because if you guys notice, like for Firepower, I mean, I saw the Firepower tour 5 times.
I saw 3.
Only once did Tipton come out. Like Tipton now has come out like every single night on this tour. And I don't know if he's missed maybe once, but it seems like almost every night he's coming out. I wonder, Sig and Rich?
Did he also always do the solo and Metal Gods, or is this first time he's done it in a while? Because he did play the solo, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he's been doing
time
solos. I think he's been doing rhythms, right?
Or barely.
Yeah. Well, my theory with the 4-man version of Priest is maybe they knew that Tipton was healthy enough to do the tour, and they wanted to do the 4-piece thing so that people go fucking nuts every night when Tipton comes out. It's just a theory, but there's got to be something to it. Halford all of a sudden being like, no, we're going to go as 4 guys because I don't know why I thought of that is bullshit. But that's my theory that, okay, maybe obviously Glenn is healthy enough that he's traveling with the band. Maybe he's got his own bus. There's something, but he's coming out every night. So that was my theory going, all right, well, maybe that was their gimmick to deprive you of the twin guitar for Priest, but then, for the encore, here it is. And it's fucking Glenn Tipton back every night. But for how long is that going to work? I don't know. But now they're
one less guy you got to pay for, right? But then you got to take a handful of these tracks out of the set list that all have the twin guitar thing going.
Yes.
There's some that you could do at a set last night, but there's some that you got to have the 2 guys up there.
No
and
doubt.
Tipton's not
Unless
do all that stuff.
unless they were going to do some kind of backing track thing, which would be bullshit.
But nobody wanted that, so that's why they brought it. I think they just brought it back just because the fans wanted it, and that's the right way to do it. That's the right way to do it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I heard last night from Galucci that I guess he's got a friend that works, I don't know, with them or for them or whatever. He told me that last night was going to be the last show that Glenn ever comes out for.
Ever?
That's what he said. That's what he said to me.
That would be sad.
Again, it's the game of telephone, so I don't fucking know. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't want to hear bullshit comments. That's not going to happen. I'm just telling you what I heard.
Well, I'm
don't know.
glad Lynn just named a source so we know who to shoot when Glenn Tipton shows up in 2 days. Thanks, Lynn.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know him and I know him, so you can
I
shoot him.
know,
I
I'm
don't.
just kidding.
No, I'm kidding. I know, but I want to know. So I know, Chris, you're on that detail. The next concert they play, you have to let
Oh,
me
sure.
know. I want to
Well,
know.
it's got to be in another day or so. They're doing another gig.
Oh yeah, Fox Saturday. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the show I thought was good. The thing that was interesting, they did drop Invader, but they actually did give us a bonus song because they had only been playing 19 songs in the set. And then, okay, they dropped Invader, but starting in Philly, I believe, they gave us a bonus song, which was Green Manalishi.
Yeah.
So I
Which-
still wish I got Invader, but I'll take an extra. I love Green Manalishi.
So Diamonds of Rust has been back the whole time?
Yeah. I don't know if it was there from day one because they have done a lot of switchovers. Like early in the set, they had Exciter. They dropped that. They did Dissident Aggressor. They dropped that.
That's what I
They
was
did
looking for.
Halls of Valhalla, like once or twice, and then they dropped that.
Let me see, I'm looking.
But can I just tell you about fucking Green Manalishi? Scott Travis did not play the Les Binks version.
Because we know Lynn is up on her drummers, right? So
I'm
that,
just
yeah.
throwing it out there. I'm just saying he played his whatever version. He did not play the Les Binks version. Therefore, on that, but it was still nice to hear.
Well, since we're on drummers and Scott Travis, how awesome
and
was it
fuck him for
right
not-
before Painkiller
Yeah.
when he's like, "Hey, New York City, how
Right.
you doing?" And then like he just kept talking about New York. He's like, "Well, yeah, you guys aren't like in Rochester and Buffalo."
No, but
And you could hear people
Fucking
everywhere going,
jerk.
"Dude, we're not even in New York. It's close." But
I
like,
know. Mike's like, somebody should write the fucking city that they're in and tape it to
like
the
how is there not a road? He
cymbal
goes,
stand, you know?
"Dude, we're not in New York City. We're in Jersey."
I know. And you think his drum tech would have been like, hello?
Somebody.
yeah.
That was funny.
And he was like getting annoyed that nobody was responding, right? It's like,
Right.
like, dude.
I know nobody's responding because we're not in fucking New York, bro.
Yeah, it was a little strange.
Yeah.
And I like
Um,
him too, but it must be confusing. I'm sorry. I've never been on tour for weeks at a time. It must be fucked up, right? You're on tour.
Oh,
you
for
wake up,
sure.
going to sleep. Where the hell? What city am I waking up in now? You know, like
But you know, Lynn, lots of times the set list is taped to the floor. It's got two things. It's got all the songs, and on top
the
it says
curfew and
the name of the
place-
building and the city you're in.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
It does, and it has curfew. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you know, like Rich Pardo said, we're getting old.
Oh, for fuck yeah. I mean, we're old, but those guys
No,
are fucking
he's
old.
got a case of the olds, I guess.
As old as we think we are, there were like three guys to the right of me who were probably 10, 15 years older than me. And these
Oh,
guys were rocking out, having a grand old time, standing up.
Yeah, the audience
slashing
was
their drinks
very
all
into
over
it.
the place. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they were. I was like, wow. Having a
Oh, I
grand-
didn't move in the whole night. I was like a fucking epileptic crazy person. Again, nobody shoot me because I said that. Just saying, I was fucking crazy. I literally was like convulsing all fucking night. I think I was dancing like Elaine from Seinfeld half the time, you know, with the fucking
Boy.
thumb. I had a good time. I didn't give a shit who was watching.
You're all right.
That's why I'm in my pajamas right now with my fucking pillow behind me. I've had a cup of tea. I've had some social tea biscuits. I'm ready for bed now.
There was one special effect that they cut is they had like this giant bull with like glowing eyes that they would bring out for the encores. I think specifically it was for Living After Midnight. And it looked pretty cool when I saw video footage of it early on. And of course they did not do that last night for you know, whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
the
don't know. Did anybody
encore.
else get teary-eyed when Glenn came out? I got a little teary-eyed.
Well, I mean, I saw him the last time around, so
I know, me too, but it's still
he
sad.
looked so frail. Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, it's, you know, it reminded me of, I did the Motorhead cruise and watching Lemmy with Motorhead, and it was like, I hate to say it, sorry Motorhead fans, I love Motorhead, but it was one of those things where like, dude, you shouldn't be out there because this is not how I want to remember you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like Lemmy was so full of life. Same as Glenn Tipton. Man, he would
Yeah.
fucking, he would get on his knees in those fucking red leather pants and
Mhm.
be shaking the guitar and, watching him last night, like he's chewing his gum and he's got his sunglasses and his baseball hat and he looks like he's so fucking stiff. I was
He
like,
looks like somebody dressed him and just pushed him out on stage, you know?
he looked like he died and nobody told him.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was on one hand it was cool, and on one hand I give him props for doing it, but on the other hand I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to think.
Yeah, he was very appreciative though. I saw him all night long. Like,
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Very appreciative.
It probably makes him happy to be out there to do it. So it's great that he's able to do it the way he can.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they're doing it right where they do have another guitarist, and he's like the dessert. He's the fucking ice cream on a cake or whatever. He's a little extra, and if it gives him a boner, that's awesome.
Fuck, who doesn't like the extra, and who doesn't want a boner? No, I meant you.
But like you and I, Pete, like you and I were talking about, like, okay, it wasn't my favorite pre-show. Like I made the mistake of going back and looking at some like other Priest tours, like the show we did in 2019 in Albany, and I'm like, oh Jesus! Like comparing set list to set list, like in Albany in 2019, they did Take These Chains Off, Out in the Cold, Starbreaker, Steeler, Tyrant, and Hot Rockin'. I'm like, holy shit, those are some great deep cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a show I saw them in Europe on the Nostradamus tour, and they did Beyond the Realms of Death, Rock Hard, Ride Free, Devil's Child, Hammer and the Anvil, Eat Me Alive. I'm like, oh yeah,
There's like four to six songs every tour that they're switching out.
Yeah.
right. And I know I interviewed Glenn Tipton in 2005, and I asked him that, and he was like, yes, I will never forget it. He was like, we're going to try and do that every tour. And they have pulled out a couple, real gems, including this tour. But I was just like, oh yeah, some of these other tours, considering this the anniversary tour, I think we got more deep cuts, like even on the first Firepower leg, we got like Running Wild, Saints in Hell, and Bloodstone.
Yeah. I will say though, got to give them credit. They've been bringing really good bands out with them for these last couple of years. And it's, for me anyway, because I said, I think Rich and I were talking about it last night, the last time that we saw them there at the Prudential, which was with Saxon and Black Star Riders, it's a good show, but I remember saying, I don't know if I need to see Priest again after this. It was good, but I've seen them so many times, but yet they come back around with Deep Purple and when you buy Heat, and now, here with Queensryche, it's like they're bringing really good bands with them. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I have to go every year till he dies.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. At this point, Pete, I'm like, how many more years they got? A couple? All these guys look up to the Rolling Stones, who are still going. Mick Jagger's 78. Halford is 71, I think.
Is he?
71, 72, yeah.
I believe so.
Wow.
So, okay, they got a couple more, maybe a couple more years in them.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So there you have it, everybody. A little recap of last night's Judas Priest Queensryche show at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. If you were there, I know a lot of you were because we met a whole bunch of you out in the audience throughout the evening. So put your comments down below what you thought of the show, or maybe you've caught them at a different venue somewhere on this tour, or maybe you're going to see them soon down the road a little bit. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. For Rich Pardo, Rich Catino, Lynne Versaci, and Chris Alloway, and Pete Pardo. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. Take care.
Peace.